Hey everybody, it's Daddy Guru at Kasakama. How are you? It's a beautiful Sunday. The rain finally stopped and everything is so green here and so peaceful. I can hear either a monkey or a bird in the distance, but other than that, pure peace. And it's beautiful. And I'm not expecting anything else. And hopefully you can find those moments where you can just be with no noise, no thoughts, no agenda. Just be. And if you can't, you need to work on it. So I thought I'd share that because I'm taking a moment here out of the very, very fast-paced 2-3 weeks that we've been working here to finally walk into this beautiful peace, this lovely breeze. We did inner work this morning, Richard and I. I feel so centered and I feel so clean, you know, not just shower clean, clean, centered. And I don't need to think anything because I'm right here in my heart. It's really lovely. And I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to take a walk and have a little talk with you. Because I know I posted a quick little story on doing the inner work and wishing happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends and family. And I do wish that. I wish it was on a different type of day that didn't have to do with colonization. And kind of masking or sugarcoating what really occurred all those decades, centuries maybe even, of colonists coming in, white men coming in and perverting a beautiful culture, ravishing and raping beautiful tribal people who knew and still know how to connect and love and work as a collective consciousness. And I guess I just wanted to do this video to recognize that. Because the division has to stop and the hate has to stop and the superiority bullshit has to stop. In whatever aspect it is in this world, it has to stop. We're all the same. We are all the same. And if you don't believe that, then maybe you need to disconnect from my channels and then go your way to figure out who you are in relation to everything else. Because the minute that you start labeling things and judging things and discriminating, that's when you limit yourself. When you learn to see the beauty in everyone and everything without labels, and to want to connect, and to want to be a part of everyone and everything that is good and of light, then you're on your way. And I'm grateful for so many things. I'm grateful to the universe for letting me take this journey, letting me contract this journey. I'm grateful to my mom and dad for giving me the ability to be myself. They weren't perfect, but the one thing they never hindered me on was my identity and my sexuality and my sexual identity. And for me and my sister, you know, that was a beautiful thing to be able to never judge us. You know, I came out of the closet in 1984. In 2 more years, they'll be out of the closet. Is that 40 years? Is that right? No. Yes? Yes. 40 years. Holy cow, where's the time gone? How the times have changed. It's amazing. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for those journeys, those challenges, those processes to go through, flying to San Francisco to make a statement with my gay brothers and sisters to get married and then be rejected the next day. By the way, Amelia and Steve, I still remember that you were there to be there for us. Never will forget that. I'm grateful for the friends and family that have always supported us. Me and Robert, you know? Beautiful people in our lives. Sometimes they go. They don't go by death, they go their own way, and that's okay too, because I'm grateful to every one of the people who've come into our lives. And whether it's still ongoing or it's temporary, I'm still grateful. Because when we embrace everyone and everything, regardless of what they did to us or what they didn't do to us or whatever they've provided, gratitude goes a long way. And when we own our stuff, when we own our relations, if we own our engagements, then we can continue opening doors to new engagements. Sorry, I was walking through mud here. The street was very full of water. I'm grateful to my brothers and sisters, all of them, including my second oldest brother, who will never get along, but that's okay. That's part of the contract. It's part of the journey. We're not supposed to get along. There are certain people that we're not supposed to, and that's okay too, and you should be grateful. Send them love and light and be grateful, and, you know, draw the line. I'm grateful for my husband, Robert, who came into my life at a time when he was really trying to figure things out. And I was going through a bad relationship, a relationship that was very manipulative, and I was codependent. And after I just gotten through that and went through my therapy, I made a vow that I wasn't going to be in anybody's relationship, let alone tell them that I love them. And and he came along in December or later that year. It was in the summer when I broke up with the previous lover. We were together almost 3 years. We had met in California, and then I made the jump and moved to New York, and he followed. And I realized that I was giving my power away just so that someone could say they loved me. It was pretty toxic. And he ran me into the ground. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that experience. It's taught me so much about learning to take control of your life, learning to say no, learning to create boundaries with anybody. And Robert was one of those first people that came in my life and honored my boundaries. He not only honored them, he respected them, and he actually supplied them with some good stuff. You know, I came from a childhood where it wasn't seemingly beautiful to get angry. And I remember that day, I was really upset about something, and Robert handed me a plate and said, "Here, throw it." And I would never think of doing something like that. And I did, and it felt great. It's great to have a spouse, a lover, a friend, because he's really my best friend before anything else. We are best friends. To be able to come up and say, I honor your anger, and I not only honor it, I think you should do more. I think you should throw this plate. I think you deserve to be able to scream and yell. That's a really great person. That's a really great support in your life. And yeah, I could go down a long list. I'm grateful for my yogis, Neil and Fabrizio. Thank you for that beautiful week in Spain 3 years ago. Changed our lives forever. And it's what has propelled us to be here in Costa Rica. I'm grateful to the universe for everything. Everything. The good and the bad, the shadow and the light. Because in the end, it all is related. It's all related. And the minute that you start categorizing things and going, okay, this is bad, this is never going to happen again, it's not so much you're wishing it to happen again, but you need to give it some better acknowledgement, right? You got to give it a better acknowledgement, because if you didn't have the dark, you wouldn't realize what's beautiful, or the obscure, or the dense, however you want to use that word. Everything that's contrary to good, right, is just as good, because it brings you to good. It gives you comparison. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if I could say I'm grateful that colonists came over and abused and killed all the indigenous people that were here, the ones that were really spiritual, the ones that really had it together, that didn't have any issues with women or gay people or any of that. They were way advanced. Sure, they didn't have fancy weapons and ships and all of that. They didn't need it. They didn't need it. And they were grateful all the time. They went through famines. They lost people through murder, useless murder of their children and their women. They were displaced. And yet they can be more grateful than the fucking people who are materialistic and come in and invade innocent people. It's amazing. It's amazing. So quite a lesson. It's quite a lesson to learn. Because in the end, right, all the cars, all the money, all the jewelry, all the houses, all the land, everything that you acquire here, you're not taking with you. You're not taking with you. Okay? And they knew that, and they reminded themselves of that. They were in the moment. They lived the moment. They learned how to not get so attached to certain things. And when they had to move on, they moved on. You know? I still run into people, especially here from the local community, that have nothing. And they're happier than all these other rich gringos, especially the ones from Texas, you know, who come here and they just drink and drink and drink and get drunk and they take drugs and they're not happy and they're buying shit and they're building more shit. I don't know any really rich people who are happy. I don't. If you've got one to show me, but I don't think they are. Even Bill Gates doesn't look very happy. He just looks like he wants to manipulate the world to his own cause because he's so fucking bored. So, now that I've ranted, you know where I stand. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Remember what it's really about. And with that, get out of your head. Stay in your heart. Much love. And have a great Sunday. Take care of yourself.